All right, we are live. Let me just make sure. Let me just double check. Man, that music is loud. Let's turn it down a little bit. Can't make sure it's okay. Good. All right. Very, very spur of the moment live stream. Uh, Let me turn down the outside audio so I can hear myself. Okay. All right. I don't know who's watching right now. So, but if you can hear me, give me a 1. Hey, I see we got Ryan in the house. What's happening? Jared, I was thinking about you, man. Again, congratulations. Hopefully all is well with the missus and the baby. All right. We got Christian Carpenter. What's going on? Good to see you. All right. Okay, great. I'm probably going to open up the room right away. But first, let me get the link out there. Do have to address a couple of things. Like I say all the time, folks, you guys saw the thumbnail. Don't be deceived. This is not a GNG streaming broadcast. This is not Bill's streaming. This is just a thumbnail of his thumbnail that he posts on a lot of his channels. And we're going to be talking very briefly about, more of the nonsense that's coming from this cult of his. And it's just more evidence of how insane these people are. So definitely got to get this off my chest. So there's the link in case any of you guys are bored or any of you guys that are part of Bill's cult has the testicular fortitude to come in and address me directly with the accusations that we're going to look at in just a minute. And they're nothing new, by the way. Then you're welcome to come in. But like I say all the time, folks, if you address me directly, if you headline me, or if you tag me, okay? If my name is in your mouth so much that not even the dentist can remove it, then you know I'm going to respond. That's all I'm saying. Mac and cheese? He says, unblock mac and cheese. Yeah, I want to. I just, I don't even remember doing it. Let me, you know what? Hold on a second. I got to take care of this. Let me take care of this now. So because I know if after this stream, and it is work night for me, so I'm definitely going to make this short. If I don't take care of this now, I am going to forget. Somebody's gonna have to help me out. Where do I go to unblock this guy? Do I have to go to his channel, or do I have to go to my Google account or something? I don't know. It's been a while since I've done it. Derwin. Oh yeah. Don't worry. I'll be spending some time talking about this too. When is episode 12 coming out? Trust me, a lot of work is being done. I'm always doing work on it. So, as a matter of fact, I'm going to get a chunk of it, a big chunk done this coming week, because this coming week, I have the entire week off. See, and this is bad timing too for these guys who want to pick on me and try to headline me and try to tag me and try to make all these false accusations. Because now that I have all of next week off, you could definitely expect a response of some sort. Hey, we got Jared's in the house. What's going on, Jared? SOC's in the house. All right. Hey, good to see you, man. How you been?
Oh, I've been good. Hey, you still have the why not on the screen, and I don't know if you still wanted it there.
Yeah. I'm gonna remove it right now.
So, I can help you unblock Mac if you want.
Yeah. Can we go through that real quick so I won't forget?
Yeah. So are you logged in like through your Google account on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to go to to settings. No. You can go on YouTube. Go to settings, Then you want to go
Okay.
to, I think it's called privacy or security.
Oh, so I
And
did it
then,
through YouTube.
yeah, yeah,
Ah, okay, that's how I did it.
because it's connected through Google. Then you go to privacy or security, and
Okay,
then
hold on a
you
second.
scroll
So let
down,
me.
and then it should be blocked contacts or blocked list or something.
Okay, data privacy, and then I'm gonna scroll down. Da, 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 da. Sorry. Okay. Wait. Hold on. Let's start from the beginning. So I'm gonna go to YouTube, and then I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
go to. I'm gonna click on
You
my
click the
icon.
cogwheel,
You have
and
the
then
cogwheel that goes to settings, and then I go to privacy, and then
it should be somewhere at
uh,
the bottom. It should be like blocked list or blocked contact list or
yeah. All I see is mentions, live chat, ads, YouTube. I don't see anything regarding blocked people or anything. I've seen this before. It's just that I don't. Man, where did I go? My goodness. Expand your advanced settings. Don't want to delete my channel. Already did that. Tesla did that for me already.
okay. When you go to settings, is there a thing called privacy? It's like
Yep. I'm
it's
there.
like a padlock.
I see privacy, but there's no padlock next to it. When I click
Okay,
on it, it gives me like subscriptions, mentions, live chat, ads on YouTube. That's it. So I don't see anything that says blocked. I've seen that before. I just don't remember how to get to it, what you're talking about.
because I can do it on my phone. It says like
Yeah, let me do it. Let me see if I can do it easier.
says
From the
about
phone.
your location, my ad center, clear playback area.
Okay, so I'm gonna go here. 1 second.
YouTube terms of service allow others to mention me, and then there's a thing called block contacts.
Okay, so I see privacy. I'm going on my phone. Okay, there it is. So it is on my phone. I click on block contacts. Okay,
And
it's
then
probably
there's your
gonna.
list. Whoever you
It
have
says I
blocked.
have no users currently blocked.
Maybe he's hidden on your channel. So then go to YouTube, and then
Yeah.
go to Mac and Cheese's channel, and then in the
Okay.
right hand corner, the three dots, you want to do unhide user from channel.
All right.
You just lost.
I just recently resubbed to his channel too. When I thought I was always subbed to his channel. And by the way, he posted a very interesting video recently. Yeah, let's see. Let me see if I can find it. Come on. I was just looking at it. Okay, let me go to my history. Yeah, I want to take care of this real quick, so I won't forget. I felt like I had him. There he is. Blame Mac. Okay, so he changed his name to Blame Mac. Okay, so now I'm under his channel.
In the right corner, there should be three dots. Click that, and there should be an option to unhide him.
All right. I don't see the upper right hand corner, or
Yeah, upper right hand corner. There should be three dots, or
no, I don't see that. So when I click on, I go to his name. I click on more. And nope, don't see that there. Gee whiz, where is it?
let me see.
Oh, should I do it through my phone? Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
it'll show up better on my phone.
Yeah, it's different like through your phone. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
Yeah, that is annoying. Okay, and he changed his name too to Blame Mac. Okay, hopefully that'll take me directly. Okay, let's go to view channel. Okay, it says I'm subscribed to his channel. Okay, there it is, three dots. Okay,
Yeah.
yep. It says unhide user from my channel. Okay, there it is.
Yeah. Now
Unhide
he
user.
can. Yeah. Now he can chat in
Okay,
your
now you
live
can
chat.
leave.
and thing.
Now you can leave chat. All right, cool. Thank you so much for that. Felt like an old man learning how to use, what is this thing called YouTube? You little whippersnappers. You guys know
Yeah,
all
because-
kinds of technology.
Yeah, because he was saying he could comment, but when he would leave, when he would back out and come back, his comments would like disappear.
Ah, okay, gotcha. All right, well, thank you so much, Jared. Appreciate
I don't know if
it.
that works. I don't know if that works, but
Well, we'll see. But for now, Mac and Cheese, you are unblocked. All right. So you are welcome. Yeah, there he is. He's going.
there you go.
He's back, baby. All right. That's enough of that. Anyway, the room is open for anybody who wants to come in and talk some sugar smack to me. But for now, because it is a work night, I will be keeping it short. So that's why I'm opening up the room right away in case you guys do want to come in. Don't you guys try to stop me. Don't try to talk me out of it. But I got to talk about Bill. I got to talk about your boy Bill tonight. Why? It's real simple. Let me see if I can screen share this image here. We talked about this before too. The problem is that this guy Bill is obsessed with getting some sort of attention and having some sort of authority over people, particular people in this community of ours. And so let me see if I can maybe this will work. Okay, you should be able to see this. Let me see if can you guys see that? Okay, yeah, you should be able to see it. I can see it on my end.
Yep, I can see it.
Okay. So maybe about 10 to 20 minutes ago, I'm working on my cartoon, and then I start wrapping things up because it's work night, getting ready for bed, and then I see a couple of notifications. So I click on it. None of them led me to. Actually, no, it did lead me to this because I'm still sub to Bill's channel. So I click on it.
What's up, Beck?
And hey, what do you know? What's going on? My favorite Anglican. What's going on?
Oh, not much. I find it funny that the Matt Bell supporters like Andy Jack and Bill Cuthbert are still going down this train. But go on.
Yeah. So I click on the notification bringing me to Bill's channel, and then this is what I see. And it says here, for those of you who are not looking on your screen, you're just kind of listening in. I'll read what he wrote here on his channel. He says, though I will not be making a new list, I feel it the right to at least do a name and shame as Paul did regarding Alexander and Hymenaeus' list. Only difference being, and even Alexander and Hymenaeus didn't hang with pedos. So today's name and shame are persistent pedo supporters. Number 1, Vecco 7, that's me, supported Matt Bell, convicted pedo, supporting Josh, convicted child sex offender, supporting J.R. LaFlage, the kid fiddler, and number 2, Illuminati man, right, supporting Josh, convicted. So he just repeats the same accusations here. So here's your official kid fiddlers. Love the nonce award. Yeah. So this is absolute. Let me just say this real quick. This goes to show the utter weakness of this guy, Bill, this Bill guy, because he keeps quoting that passage from Romans 16, mark and avoid. And as Smokey and Dave pointed out, as well as myself on their streams, he does a lot of marking, but he doesn't avoid. That's number 1. And number 2, as we've pointed out several times, Ryan, he doesn't have any evidence that I supported Matt Bell.
Well, no. I have 2 streams so far where Andy Jack talks about his very good buddy, Matt Bell. And he only condemned Matt Bell after Matt Bell was convicted. Would you like to see that video?
Yeah, let's play it right now if you can, if you have the time to get it.
Oh, sure. I have it right here. You're talking to the archivist, remember? I've got it all.
Right. And welcome to the room, Dave. What's going on? Good to see you.
I have 3 names for these guys. We'll pick one.
Oh, no,
so
here we go.
You could call them the prurient pod. You could call them the projecting prurient pod potatoes, or you could just plain old call them what they are, the projecting prurient pod pedophiles. That's what they are.
For us simpletons, what's the prurient word mean? What's that?
Prurient, P-R-U-R-I-E-N-T means showing too much interest in sex
Oh,
and indecent lewdness and, raunchy, suggestive lasciviousness, filthy talk, pornographic, dirty, naughty, kind of
yeah.
risque all the time,
It's
talking
fitting,
about.
but it's fitting, isn't it? Because these people can't stop talking
No.
Exactly.
stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
You notice how upset Bill gets too. It's almost like jealousy or something. I don't know what you would call it. I don't know if it's jealousy or envy of some sort. But every time one of his people goes into Smokey's room and they encounter, at first it's a little bit of hostility because obviously Smokey is angry because people keep accusing him of this thing, right? But then later on, the longer they stay in the room, the longer they continue to conversate with him, things start to settle down a little bit. And then next thing you know, they're having a very cordial, civil discussion with Smokey, right? That is contrary to this character that they put out with Smokey all the time, as if he's always blasting people and all this other stuff. And so when they see people going back to Smokey's channel, even if they're not going into the room to talk to the guy, they're still going to watch his channel. What did I say on day one when Smokey made his first appearance? What did I say? What would happen? I said all of these people, every last one of them, are going to be watching his channel regularly.
Oh yeah, and they are.
And they are doing that. And their people are going to be not only watching Smokey's channel regularly, but they're going to be seeking conversation with them. Why? There's just something about Smokey that's just very charismatic. Let's not fool ourselves here, folks. Okay? You can disagree with Smokey. You can hate Smokey if you want. But the fact of the matter is, the guy has the gift of gab, and people are going to flock to his channel, whether they hate him or love him. Okay? And Bill Cuthbert hates that. That's why he gets mad at people like, for example, Andy. I don't see him publicly shaming Andy.
Oh, not publicly. He'll privately shame Andy.
Right. Has he publicly shamed Praise for making an appearance in Smokey's room lately?
He did. Smokey has the link to that, if you remember. Where
no. I'm talking about more recent though, because I got access to that video.
No,
but I'm talking about
Bill hasn't publicly done it, and the reason why I bring up, and it's in the private chat, by the way, the link to the Andy Jack video is that Andy was friends with Matt Bell. We're not talking about casual acquaintances; they were good buddies, and Andy did not denounce him until the very last minute. Which means one of Bill's beloved was friends directly with Matt Bell. Yeah,
we got instances. I mean, where's the accusation against Rob Reed? Where's the accusation against Thick Shades? We have video footage of Thick Shades in a room with Matt Bell. We got video footage. Yeah, go ahead.
The footage that they leverage against you, Rob Reed, Thick Shades, and Bill Cuthbert are all in that footage.
That's right. So when Bill makes these wild accusations that I'm supporting, like you see, folks, you see how desperate he is to get attention. See, he and some of his other Free Grace friends, they try to post these videos as if they want to come off as holy. They're in the right standing with God. Why? Because they're the ones suffering persecution at the hands of Smokey and Ryan and everybody else that goes to their channel. But then they turn right around, these same individuals who try to lift up the persecution card, and they go around and do stuff like this. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely absolute hypocrisy.
What has Illuminati Land done to Bill?
I have no idea.
For years, they were friends until Illuminati Land was not going to do the right condemning, and he wasn't going to go along with Bill's nonsense.
Right. See, and that's the thing with Bill. Bill is absolutely emotionally weak. He's a weakling. First of all, he will never get into a debate with anybody regarding his beliefs. And number two, instead of just being rational about the people that he disagrees with, he rather just immediately resort to some personal some attacks that are based off of emotion, because he's upset that he doesn't have as many followers as everybody else does.
Well,
You know,
not
oh, he had 61 people watching his channel. How do we know that those weren't bots?
Oh, Thick Shades and GY6 have botnets.
Yeah.
They've admitted that. So
Right.
those aren't genuine viewers, I would be willing to bet. But let me
Right.
also.
By the way, we have a quick.
Man. I was Bill's friend, he says, for many years. I still love the guy. This is on him, not me. So Illuminati Land didn't turn on Bill. Bill turned on him.
Quick, hold on, breaking. We have a special report coming in. Hold on a second.
Mandela in effect, so some respect. Thinking. You know I'm not amused, so don't falsely accuse.
Anyway,
Oh, MSL. I see the
You know what
change.
that reminds me of, actually?
what's that?
I'll show you.
Uh-oh. Am I at
Oh,
the screen
yeah.
share?
Sure. Let me
Okay.
see.
Let me know when you're ready.
Try this one here.
After this, we
See
can
that circle thing you had going? Looks like kind of like this little vortex looking kaleidoscope looking.
Oh, no.
Yeah, see, listen, I just want to remind you guys, just so you know.
I think I know where you're going.
Yeah, just so you know, I just want you to know that time isn't real and neither is reality. Yeah.
You know, it was funny.
We're living in a virtual world, sort of like a video game. Ergo God, his
Repeating
name
that
is.
Crazy's repeating that nonsense within the last week or so.
Yeah. You know who
Oh,
Ergo,
my gosh.
Ergo God, anyway. I never heard of him, did you?
But,
Ergo.
play, if you would, Beckel, that's the links in the private chat. Play the Andy Jack video.
Okay.
That's these are
Wait, didn't I here, look at, let me show you. Oh, I didn't even bring it up. I brought it up on my other screen accidentally. Where I'm live. Sorry about that. Here's
Yeah,
the
you did-
here it is. Sorry, I didn't bring it up. There it is now. We got it now. Let me read this again for you real quick. I'll make it quick. Share my screen real quick. So here's the doctrine of the pod. And this is the top guy, you know. I mean, this is the one that dude says, man, you know, he's really got it on. Since time isn't real, then neither is reality. See, time isn't real, neither is reality. And they said, hey, the store's closed at 8 o'clock. And I told a lady today, I said, hey, time isn't real. I'm staying right here. And neither is reality. That's we're living in a virtual world, sort of like a video game. Ergo God. You ever heard Ergo God? I never heard of the guy. Did you?
I've heard of the term ergo.
No, I know. I'm just making fun.
right,
I call him Ergo God. Yeah,
Yeah.
exists because
Yeah.
all simulations run reality is necessity of a similar game maker. He's a gamer. God's got a PlayStation up there. And we're all the automatons, just kind of screwing around in that kaleidoscope right there. There you
PlayStation 500.
go. Yeah.
Well, let me play this video real quick.
Hey, Beckel, real quick, dude.
Yeah, sure.
I just want to say I think New York topped California by being the worst state.
Oh yeah.
Considering you guys
New York
have enough
City,
dumb
anyway.
people to elect a Muslim socialist for mayor.
Well, that's New York City. I'm no longer in New York City, but yeah,
Still.
those people are. If he gets voted in, which mostly seems most likely, yeah, they're screwed. The guy's a wimp too. He was just recently caught on video, whimpering and crying because of all the attacks he's getting from people who are against Islam. You know, he got a letter saying the only good Muslim is a dead Muslim. You know, so he just kind of paused and started getting verklempt.
I'm back.
Yeah. All right. So let's share this screen here. All right. So give us a little brief rundown, if you don't mind.
Well, if you recall, back about 6 years ago, in around about 2019, Scotland convicted Matthew Bell for some extremely heinous charges. Essentially, he was directing dark web live streams where children were being SA'd. Andy was friends with Matt Bell. He was close to Matt Bell. And he does not condemn Matt Bell until this video you see here. So what that means is that Bill's beloved, who he's been friends with for years, was friends with Matt Bell directly. Did Bill criticize it? Of course not.
No, it's probably gonna play a commercial first. Yeah.
Oh, it's going to play the ads, of course.
Yeah. This is annoying. Plays at least two of them.
something like that.
And this one, see this one all the time.
Oh, me too.
Okay, you guys know what to do. Hook up a brother. Let me know if I can't hear nothing.
Okay,
And
right.
away we go.
Hello once again, YouTube. Sorry, I've not ironed my shirt. I've just literally got out the bath and just chucked anything on which came to hand. So I was
All right, so Ryan, this is a 39-minute long video. Is there a specific timestamp that we can go to? Real quick?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but within about the first 10 or so minutes, he starts talking about Matt Bell and
okay.
all this and that about Matt Bell. Oh, it's so horrible. I condemn Matt Bell. The reason, though, I bring it up is that Andy didn't condemn Matt Bell until the very last minute. And this is the video where he did. Meaning that Andy was fellowshipping with Matt Bell, his friend and buddy, for years. And did Bill Cuthbert say anything? No.
Right. I gotcha. All right. Well, since that's the case, then that's going to require like looking at the whole video and then examining what he's saying, and that's going to take a bit.
Well, you can. I mean, just keep the link if you want to do that. Then go ahead. I've posted this. I have the copyright. These are all their old videos that they wish were gone, and now everyone can see them.
Right. So with this situation of me and Matt Bell, again, Bill is only getting this idea because he's feeding off of this silly series of videos that Thick Shades made about me a couple of years ago. Said that Aveco must be supporting he's enabling pedophiles. And then when I asked him, where are you getting that idea from? And all he did was show a video of me in a room with several other people, including Matt Bell, just having a regular conversation that we in that community always did about theology, Christianity versus atheism, so on and so forth. There's nothing in any of the videos with me and several others, including Matt Bell, where we're applauding Matt Bell, where we have knowledge of what Matt Bell did at the time. I mean, even at the times of those videos, there was no word about him being accused of these heinous crimes.
Yeah, nobody had any idea. Matt Bell was active during the Great Debate days, and he was not convicted till 2019.
Right. So it wasn't until one day I approached Thick Shades at Praise's room, and Praise introduced me to a term I've never heard of before, which was called yellow journalism.
Yep.
And I said, well, how convenient, and that's when I started coining the name as
Dave,
Thick Shades.
Oh, that's okay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm muted. I'm just hanging out.
And that's when I started deeming Thick Shades the term the Yellow Mandela fella.
Yeah, the Yellow Mandela. I remember that. That was funny.
Because yellow, well, that speaks for itself. He's yellow because he's acting like a coward, too much of a coward to address the truth. And we could also get a little racial too because he's Asian, that kind of thing. And also because of the type of journalism that he's performing, and then of course he believes in the Mandela effect, which is a load of garbage.
Oh yeah. He could never figure out if it was Satan or God that changed the Bible. He kept changing his mind about that.
Right. So, and then of course the fella part, we all know that he's a boy. At least we all assume he is.
Well, his porn domains are no longer active. He's lost most of those, so there's that.
Lost them, or did he get rid of them?
Well, I don't know, but I can tell you that he no longer, the domains are no longer active. They're all up for sale, so he does not own those domains anymore.
I see. And Thick Shades thinks that he's so clever with these AI videos. I mean, he's got these AI images, these AI generated images, but you can tell also the speech elements of those videos are AI generated as well.
Oh, absolutely.
There is absolutely no way that those words that you're hearing in those videos are coming from Thick Shades or Bill Cuthbert.
No, and their attorney buddy already commented. Actually, Ryan's right. This is identity theft. This is that you have a very strong case that you are using the likeness and image of people without their consent, which could construe identity theft.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I've already warned Thick Shades or whoever is running his channel several times. If you keep coming after me, I'm just gonna give right back. You know, I could give as good as I can get. Trust me. Like I said to you privately, Ryan, a few weeks back.
Mm-hmm.
I got tons of material ready in case Thick Shades want to start another war with me. I got tons of material ready. I had stuff ready a couple of years ago, actually. I just haven't posted because he hasn't been messing with me lately. So, but I'm just warning you right now, Thick Shades. I'm not the one. I'm telling you. Remember, I keep quoting that passage from Matthew. You know, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. So if you keep messing with people, if that's all that your channel is ever going to be, then don't be angry and don't be trying to lift up the persecution card when people start fighting back. Because what you're doing is you're antagonizing people. You keep pushing their buttons. And then when they respond, what are you going to do? You're going to put your hands up and say, oh, I didn't do nothing. I was minding my own business. When you know that's not true. And that's exactly what Bill Cuthbert is doing right now with this false accusation, once again, about me and Matt Bell, knowing full well that he doesn't have any empirical evidence of me applauding, condoning it or anything of this sort. He knows. He
doesn't have any evidence that anyone he's accused applauded with Matt Bell or is guilty of these allegations. I will tell you this much. I've never worn a panda suit to go preaching to kids, but Bill has, and I have that video. I have it where he admitted that once or twice a year he goes to wearing a panda suit to preach to the kids. I have. I mean, what I have that I have not published yet is pretty damning. I've been concentrating on a bar complaint, so there's been that. However, what I'm going to be bringing out on the STA, Super Troll Archive, will be very damning. I've got another stream, by the way. I put it in the chat. Bill Cuthbert and Andy and it's from Bill's old channel talking about what? Matt Bell. Huh. Yeah. Isn't that funny? Are you going to say that wasn't your channel then, Bill? Because it clearly was you in your house talking. Your council estate.
Let me throw something at you and let me get your take. It seems to me when you got individuals, and not just Bill, and some of these other individuals in this group, but when you have individuals that get upset when people are not following them or not listening to them. Maybe they feel some sort of betrayal whenever one of their own, goes into Smokey's or Dave's channel just to have a casual chat and stuff like that. They're not espousing to anything that Dave or Smokey believes. They're just having a regular conversation. Do you think that when these guys like Bill get upset when people do that, is that's evidence that they don't trust God enough to?
I would tend to agree because, Veckel, Bill has always and only ever been a miserable little hate preacher. And the people he recruits around him are his useless lemmings who do his bidding. But if you notice, ever since Dave Connell too, or myself, begun documenting the things that Bill and his hate cult do and say, people have begun waking up. And alongside that, what did Bill start doing? Bill and company began slandering everyone they possibly could as pedophiles. In other words, they weaponized the community. So you ask, does Bill trust God? Religion is just a farce for every single one of these people. It's all a hate cult that's about nothing more than control.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Spot on, 100%. It's all about notoriety, control, that kind of thing. They're not pointing people to God. No. They're not saying, you know what, I don't like what so-and-so who usually comes up to my channel is doing over there with Dave and Smokey. But you know what, I'm going to leave it in God's hands. Maybe there's a purpose behind them going over there. Or I could say, I trust God will open their eyes to the heinous stuff that's going on in Dave or Smokey's channel and bring them back to the fold. But see, they don't talk like that. All they talk about is who's not with me, who's not on my side.
Who's not at my side? And if you're not at my side, then we'll run pedophile slander campaigns against you. We'll dox you. We'll send pizzas to your house. We'll mock your dead loved ones. Nothing's off the table for these guys.
Right.
And that
Spider.
goes for you, too.
Gosh. Spider.
Good God.
You know you on thin ice, bro. You on thin ice, bro.
Well, I have to admit, Fraze is such a bad debater that he let Dr. Spider, the low-budget atheist, win. That's pretty telling.
Oh, really? I still got to watch that debate because I was certain that Spider was going to lose. But welcome to the room, Spider.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now in the presence of the debate champion. Can I get a round of applause? Come on, you got the clapping.
All right, I'll
you
you
come
just-
on, let's do it. Ryan even said I won. Let's go!
All right, that's what you deserve. Okay, right there. Hey, it's Kelvin. What's going on, Kelvin? What's happening? Kelvin! What's happening? One of my favorite non-Calvinists. What's happening? Okay.
Brothers in Christ.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
I tell you what,
Yeah.
just hearing it from Ryan saying that I won, that is a badge of honor.
Well,
I have
I suppose
bragging
you can
rights
wear
for
it
the
for
entire
one-
weekend.
Yeah, but you know, Ryan, I did see the poll, and when I clicked on the poll, it was pretty much neck and neck.
yeah, because praise and that the hate call have multiple botnets. You haven't figured that out by now? Do you
So
really
you think
all-
so you think Spider actually should have won then in the
what
poll?
I'm saying is, do you really think that praise has 6,000 legitimate subscribers?
No,
Hell no.
absolutely not. Absolutely
It's all
not.
botnets. So all I'm saying is the poll says the one thing. Spider kicked his ass in a scripted debate. And Mac and Cheese has it on his Blame Mac channel. Spider,
Okay.
you
I'm gonna have to
admitted,
check
did
that
you
out.
not, in that debate, that you didn't have the script? We have the clip.
What do you mean, the script?
There was a script for the debate. Mac and Cheese, tell me I'm wrong.
Did you
Some people
chat
like
GPT it?
think that it was fake or something. I don't get how that is because Praise called me up. He's like, "Hey," I called him, and he was like, "Listen, MFer, I want to debate you," and I'm like, "Okay, fine, let's do this." And so then, I guess they heard me flipping through my pages in my notebook. I literally spent a couple of days like jotting down notes so that I would remember what I wanted to say. That was genuinely not scripted. That's genuinely how I feel. So to anybody thinks that we like scripted that out, that's not true.
I'll have to check this out, man. Tomorrow's a perfect day for me to do it. I got to work, so I'll have something to listen to while I'm at work. Yeah.
Well, but I like what Mac and Cheese says. These people have no response. All I have done after years of slander is document what these people say and exonerate my innocence. The rest of these idiots can only resort to slander. And if you notice, Bill is so toxic. Andy's going to Dave's. Praise is going to talk to Smokey. Bill can't figure it out. Nobody wants to talk to Bill because they realize what he's about. And he's a nasty, evil critter.
Open the scroll. Who is that? That sounds
Oh,
familiar. Is
what
that
was his old
James?
username? Yeshua Salvation.
James? Oh, James, you talking to me again now? I mean, last I remember, you were condemning me because I gave Smokey a wrench on my channel. So, I mean, it's good to see you. No hard feelings, but I'm just wondering, are you? You're not. Apparently, you're not still upset with me unless you're just lurking. You're welcome to lurk. That's fine. But I
we
just
got
wanted
all
to.
crowd lurkers over here. We got
Yeah,
people that record live streams
Yeah.
because they have nothing better to do.
Yeah, right. Which is fine with me. I mean, like I said, if anybody's got any type of, I'm not saying that I'm perfect, but they definitely don't have any type of dirt on me that's going to send me to jail or have me lose my job or anything like
Same.
that. So So I dare Bill Cuthbert. I dare Mr. Kim. I dare any one of those to dig up any type of legal dirt that they have on me that's going to get me fired or cause me to separate from my wife. I dare you. Find it. Go ahead. Look for it. Look for it. In fact, I kind of said the same thing for Mac and Cheese when Mac and Cheese and I were bumping heads. You know, he posted that image of me in a feminized pose. You know, obviously it was a snapshot. You know, so and then he says, I knew there was something weird about this guy. And then I just casually said to him, "Yeah, keep digging. I want to see what else you can find." And then after that, that's when the beef just squashed. So thankfully, things are normal again.
Listen, I hate to interrupt, and I don't mean to be boasting or talking about myself, but I did talk to Praise a little bit after the debate was over, and I was like, because I asked him before the debate, I was like, "Are you going to do a poll to see who wins the debate?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to do that." And then I was like, "Well, Praise, like, how is the poll going to be unbiased? I mean, with all of the sea of wrenches you have in your chat."
Oh, that's hilarious. You actually make
That's a good point.
You make a good point. Most of the chat
And
he
then
has
here's
are
what
his
he
own
said. Here's the
moderators.
funny thing. Here's the really funny thing that he said to me that you guys are going to find hilarious. He was like, "Yeah, I don't understand how you got that close. I mean, Isaac must have had like 10 sock accounts."
Lols.
Like voting for me. I was like, Isaac doesn't even like me.
Well, yeah, I got to hand it to you, but then again, I didn't watch the debate yet. I came in at the very end, just as you guys were wrapping it up, and Praise seemed a little irate with you, just a tad bit. So I was like, man, what did I miss? So I'm gonna have to watch it tomorrow.
Nah, you don't have to. It's not that big.
Josh Lowe asks.
Well, I mean, I got a 12-hour shift, man. I got to have something to listen to it. Yeah.
Well, you did say that he was going to. I will just say that you were gonna I was gonna be. Veckel said that I was going to be a punching bag for Praise because
I did say
know
that.
nothing.
Yes, I did say that. Yep, I did.
Well, the thing of it is, Praise such a bad debater that he gets smashed in almost every conversation he has. Yet he
I don't think
doesn't
that's true,
have
Ryan.
the humility. You've not been around for very long. For those of us who've been around longer, we know the debates Praise had. We had debates with Praise. Praise can barely read academia.edu.
Brandon, what's going on? He says, "What do you do for a living?" Brandon, come on now. You know better than that.
He works
That's not
at
a question to
UPS or
ask,
some
Brandon.
shit.
Brandon, come on now. You know how many trolls we have in this community. And look on
Brandon,
your
I
look,
swear to God, through what
Brandon,
I have,
if you think I'm going to answer
figured
that
out-
question, look on your
He's a
screen and see
driver.
what I'm showing right now. I know Brandon means. I don't think Brandon's thinking about it. He means well. At least I'm going to
No,
give him
it
the benefit of that.
probably does mean well, but Brandon, FYI, that's not the question to ask Veckel or me. Ask me what I do, and I don't talk about work. And
Right.
you wonder why I don't talk about work.
right. Exactly. I say for me to know and you to find out. That's what I say. Because I do believe some of these guys will try to take the time to do an
Oh,
investigation.
they will.
to find out.
They absolutely will.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan, I think you're kind of one of those guys that would call my job and tell them that,
I don't
listen.
So Spider, be quiet and listen. Matter whoever you are, I don't give a damn about what you do for your work. That's none of my purview. All I do is document what this hate cult does and the endless amounts of defamation, slander, and harassment they've perpetrated against me or other people. About you, so long as you don't start giving me problems, I couldn't give a crap. I'm not that guy who calls people's workplaces. Now, Praise, on the other hand, that's exactly what he wanted to do to Jesse Camping.
That's messed up. See, I don't understand why, listen, the internet is filled with a bunch of bozos and stupid people, but that doesn't mean, but we as Christians, professed Christians, we have a standard that we have to go.
Well, you know what?
We go by.
I hate to say this and interrupt, but Beckel, when you see my debate, you'll probably understand a lot of these questions you're asking right now.
Okay, I can't wait to listen to it. But
Let's listen to it now. Let's pull it up. Let's get a little,
no.
let's
I'm
pull it up
gonna
on
save it.
screen.
No,
Let's
no, because
stop
this
the
is gonna be
video
a
for
short.
little bit.
This is gonna be a short stream tonight because it's a work
I'm
night. I should be in bed right now, but
He wants the self-aggrandizement, but the point I was making is that for those of us who've been around for a while, 2018 and earlier, where we remember Praise's debates with Gavin, Praise's debates with Beckel, remember those, Beckel?
yeah.
They were terrible. He barely could represent his opponent's position. So the fact that Spider, a low-grade, low-budget atheist,
What? I'm not even an atheist.
debate,
Yes, you are.
yelling.
No, I am not. I
So
do
you-
not.
so you
I
believe-
dislike that word.
So you believe in the existence of a God?
Well, basically, what I would say, truly, which I think this is irrelevant on anything that we should be talking about in society. My God is America. Who I worship is America, my country. Where I came from is America. How it was created
You
is America.
clearly
You can't
have
laugh at
denied.
that.
You've
That's,
gone on many
you
streams.
think
Oh man,
that's
I wish I had
funny?
a sound effect for that one. Yeah, go ahead.
You think that's funny?
Yes,
You've gone on
I think
many
it's very funny.
streams denying any personal deity. That makes you an atheist.
Yeah.
Listen, I am just sitting here saying, and like I said, you should watch.
He
the
said
debate,
God is his.
and
America is his God. My gosh.
That
If
might be true for
anything-
Brandon, but I don't know.
like that's a bad thing about that. You should worship. You should worship a Celestian dictator versus your country. Yeah, obviously that's working out for us as a country.
But either
Spider,
way,
you're lucky. I have to work tomorrow. Yeah. But anyway, kind of bringing it back
You know
here.
what, Beckel? If you want some anytime, I'm the debate champ. We can set this up, homeboy.
oh my word!
Hey, I'm not a great debater, but I'm definitely interested in having a conversation with you. That's for sure.
All right, well, listen to the debate. And,
Yeah.
Reckel,
we won't
I'm
hear from
starting.
you
I'm
again.
starting a new campaign.
Okay, what's the new campaign?
It's actually. I'll show you.
Okay.
It's right here. So it's a free grace challenge. Now I'm going to start doing these. Yeah.
You want me to share
Dave,
something?
you've been
Yeah,
doing
sure,
this
go
for
ahead.
Okay,
years.
Oh man, I gotta remove.
So this is my free grace challenge, and did you notice how they wanted me to be disqualified from the debate? I've never seen anybody go after somebody in any of
That
your
was
debates.
so strange.
Yeah,
Dude is dying. I'm a debater. I want to debate the Dave, the Pollack.
so this is just simple. This is very simple.
Hey
I'm going to
guys, I
start
can't
one
help it that I
broadcast
was
after another.
qualified, and you were disqualified for the debate.
For what?
Yeah, that's what I would like to know. Why were you disqualified?
Listen, you guys
Dave?
just don't. You don't.
Oh yeah,
have
yeah,
the
yeah, but yeah,
qualifications.
Dave. Since I got you here, Dave, can you give us some like a little bit of a brief? Well, take as much time you need, but I want to know why the debate between you, Smokey, versus Praise and whoever else was canceled twice.
Well, listen.
Because I'm on the debate. That's what the
Beckel,
real reason was.
Let me tell you. Can I just tell you guys? I believe that I know because I actually had my debate still scheduled, not canceled or disqualified. Listen, guys. I mean, these guys that you're listening off, obviously, they just don't cut the qualifications for debating skills like Dr. Spider has, and I can hear the jealousy in all of your voices. You're like,
Jealousy.
why did Spider fucking get
I
to
would
debate?
seriously
Listen, guys.
I would seriously consider leaping off the Vermilion Bridge before I would consider the thought of being jealous of you.
Well, listen, come on, Ryan. Let's debate.
Debate over
We
what?
don't want none.
What'd you want to debate about?
Oh, we could debate the same topic. Why not?
Yeah, what was the topic, by the way?
Why don't you take a look, pull it up on the screen?
Oh, good God.
No, I'm not going to do that right now.
Where you knew they were, when they started talking about disqualifying me all night long, it was like, What is this?
I mean,
Because I've
listen,
never.
you guys, you
bringing
guys
it
should
back
be
to-
talking
bringing it
about the
back to
actual
Bill.
debate that was
Bring-
scheduled. That's what you
Bringing
need
it
to
back
understand.
Bill, though, bringing it back to Bill, there is a valid point. Bill hates the news unit. Bill hates Smokey Saint to the degree where he makes it an article of faith on whether or not you love or hate Smokey. If Praise and Dude had the debate, I strongly suspect Bill would have went to war with Praise and Dude. Because they're not exactly friends. That's what people don't realize. But all I'm saying is, I think that had partly to do with it. I think the other thing is, Dude realizes Praise can't debate his way out of a wet paper bag.
I'm beginning to wonder if any of those guys, Bill or Dude or anybody, is able to get into a debate. It just seems like every time I see those guys, with the exception of Praise, they often in some sort of echo chamber touting their nonsense. But at least Praise, out of all of those guys, seems to be the only one with the testicular fortitude to at least go into the lion's den and at least try to.
I mean,
Right.
You saw that live stream he did denouncing the Dude, where he called him a mentally ill cult leader because saying, "I am the grace of God."
Yeah. By the way, I'd like to talk about that real briefly. I am in no way, shape, or form convinced at all that was a bit or a skit.
Oh hell no! That was clearly not a skit.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think, as you guys
what?
said,
I'm going to give you guys the truth right now. That was a bit. That was a skit.
No, it
I
wasn't.
told Praise.
Can you
No.
pull your head
I
out your
literally
ass
told
long
Praise.
enough to see
No,
what?
no, that was
Your
not a
ass
skit,
long
man.
enough. That's
That
all
was
I'm-
not a skit. When
Listen,
when a dude was on
I
there
dare you to
talking with
ask
slurred
Praise
speech,
this
that was
question right here.
genuine.
So-
I don't hang around a lot of drunks, but I know drunk speech when I hear it. That was not.
Oh,
no
no, wait a minute, Becca. Let me correct you on this. We have to give him the benefit of the
It was
doubt.
bubble water.
It was bubble water and insomnia mixed.
Oh, holy crap!
Bubble
man.
water. Yeah, I heard
Yeah,
about
it's
that.
bubble water.
That's. I don't buy that. I'm sorry. I think that's a flat out lie.
Yeah, maybe if that bubble water had an alcohol content of 17% BAC, then yeah, I might believe that.
I wonder if ChatGPT might see to
Yeah, I don't
espouse something
believe
like that. Yeah, I'm
that.
curious.
I don't believe the insomnia bullshit. That is a lie.
Yeah. Nobody has that much of a slurred speech. I mean, you have to have not slept in days if you're going to even be in that much of a stupor. I mean, come on, man.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, the body has internal mechanisms that will eventually force you to sleep. Even if you're an insomniac, the body will physically shut you off
Yeah.
to make you sleep. But there is no way that's true.
Okay,
about
so what I would say, so if dude has insomnia, then he obviously is not allowed to drive, and he's on Social Security.
It wouldn't surprise me, honestly, because if you think about it, Spider, he streams a minimum 4 to 6 hours as of late, almost every single night. How has he got time to sleep and work?
You just don't.
As far as that all being a bit to try to weed out the smoke out the who's who and stuff. I mean, come on, man. I
hell no. Praise, I think honestly, Praise had enough of Dude. They must have had some kind of incident in the background.
Right.
And Praise does what Praise does. He doxes the piss out of you, and he does an expose stream. That's how Praise works.
I think like the last time when they said, "Aha, we fooled you." No, I think that was real too because I was involved in that first so-called bit, right, where they started yelling at each other because he was yelling at me and Praise was trying to calm him down. Says, "No, wait.
Well,
you know,
here, Vekel, can I just
Vekel
say
is a
something?
guest.
I remember that. That. I do believe that was genuine. Here's the deal, guys.
Wait, which part was
Dude,
genuine? With
the
Praise,
where he was mad at you and he was like, "I'm out of here."
yeah, but I'm
And
talking.
I do believe that he was mad.
Situation, but I'm talking about the argument between Praise and Dude because of me. I think that was real.
Yeah.
And then they probably, after the stream ended, they probably got behind the scenes and hashed things out and says, "You know what? Why don't we do this? Why don't we make it look like this was all some sort of bit, and let's see who's the real let's see who's really down with this. That's what I think happened.
Clearly a PR stunt.
Well, if they did that, I didn't hear 'em- I didn't hear the after. So if they did that,
I didn't hear it either. I'm speculating though, because I wasn't there, but I'm speculating that's what they probably did. Like for example, I give you a terrible analogy. Star Wars. When George Lucas did that first Star Wars movie, he had no intention of doing a sequel. He had no idea that the movie was going to be as successful as it did. How we know this? Because when Empire Strikes Back came out, guess what? One of the major changes that was made. Luke is now Leia's brother. Where at the end of the first movie, they kissed. But now all of a sudden...
Hey, there's a real life Mandela. We finally found it.
Right. So I think George Lucas saw that the first Star Wars did great, and he wanted the franchise to carry on, but he says, now wait a minute, I got to spice things up a little bit. What if Leia and Luke are brother and sister? Aha. And you see that they never even addressed the issue of them kissing in any of the following films. You know what I mean? I guess that's okay. We don't really care about that issue that much, but I just find it funny that it's never even addressed after that. And that's one of those reasons why I get the impression that Empire Strikes Back was not necessarily planned when the first movie was created. You know what I mean? And I feel the same way with the situation with Praise's channel when they have these so-called bits, which I think is actually damage control.
Well, it is.
Listen, Becca,
nobody believes that.
bits
Nobody thinks
were
that's
my idea. Listen, I called Praise, and I was like, "Hey, Praise,
Prove it.
Well, no, you're just gonna have to take it for my word. I swear to God, I literally called Praise, and I was like,
"You swear
listen,
to America? Good, America's your God."
I swear to America.
Okay.
I called Praise, and I was like, "Hey, man, everything's kind of been boring and stuff like that, and all this is going on." And I started making some funny voices and joking around. I was like, "Let's just do a skit, for fun." And he was like, "Okay, let's do it."
Called Trump Daddy.
And it was just
we'll get back
fun.
to that. Yeah.
Okay.
But it was all my fucking idea. Like,
Hell no, it was.
I don't buy that. I don't.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
I agree.
I
That is
swear
crazy.
to you.
That's
Here's another thing. Listen, I used to do skits on another channel with some friends years ago, and I kind of miss it. And I was just like, "Hey, man, I used to do these things. Let's." And he was like, "Okay, let's try it."
Dude, you just want attention. You're no different than Praise. It's just you're trying to monetize attention in a different way because you're a loser.
Well, I am not trying to monetize anything. I honestly just bored and have no friends and was just trying to joke around.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Spider.
I'm pretty much no different than you, Ryan, except you don't like to joke around or have no fun. You just don't like to have fun, Ryan.
Gosh.
I kind of want to bring it back to these guys, though. Again, we keep getting these, I keep coming across these videos of them talking about Ryan. They're talking about Smokey. Wait, hold on. How many people I got? Smokey's backstage, but Smokey, the reason why you can't come up. It's because I am a black man and I'm broke. Okay.
Well, I tell you what, I'll make it easy on him.
Okay, I know a way we can get rid of Ryan. Get Bruce in. Wait, Bruce just popped up too. Bruce is backstage.
Well, I never run from Bruce. I never bring Bruce in.
no, but it's just an ongoing thing between Bruce and Ryan. Every time.
Oh yeah, I know constantly. Yeah. Anyway, I didn't mean to chase anyone out. I forgot you had the poor man's. You had the black man's version of StreamYard. Sorry about that.
That's right, man. We need to get more socialists involved in this thing, man. So
yeah, when's socialism coming to StreamYard, man? What's happening? We guys dropping the ball. What's going on?
I don't know, man. We'll work it out, man. So see if we can get us some free streaming hours and stuff, and make all the white people pay for it. So that's
there you go.
Yeah. Reparations, baby. Reparations.
You know what? That's reparations I'd sign on for. That's okay. Free streaming for the black community. That's all right. I'll tack on to that one. It's all good. That's just miles of entertainment, man. I'll take it. No worries.
That's right. And me, I wouldn't have anything to say, so you'd be just giving me free money. I'm like, yeah, this white people give me some money. I don't know what I'm going to talk about today, but I'll figure something out. Yeah,
that's great.
But anyway, Smokey, as you can see, your boy Bill. Oh, Bill, once again doing his accusations, and he's not making a new list, but he's doing a modification, if you will. Can't hang around these people.
I mean, I'm a little insulted that I'm not physically on the list, but I guess I am the main referent of the list, so I guess that kind of wins out, so it's okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. I keep trying to. Actually, no. Let me not say it that way because I don't think I've ever tried. So I'm challenging Bill right now, probably for the first time, to, let's get into a conversation and let's see.
Oh, he's not going to do that. You know that.
Yeah,
you know.
Obviously, yeah. But I still got to put it out there. Yeah.
After his little award, and I appreciate Basement Dweller. Basement Dweller went ahead and took this nice little award and put it right on Bill and put a post up about it. And I think it's brilliant. Really, if you think about it, there's only one of us here, in the community that I can think of that we're talking about here, particularly Bill, that actually believes, you can be an active, rapist or murderer and still get into heaven as long as you just believe in Jesus for a minute. So who's really supporting, the chomos and the pervs and all that stuff? Who's the one really claiming they all go to heaven as long as they just believe in Jesus for 1 nanosecond in the past? I mean, who's really supporting the perverts in society? I mean, let's be real here.
That's the thing that they don't want to touch. Yep. They don't want to touch that.
Yep.
All it took is just one moment of sincerity. One moment of sincerity to place your faith and trust in Jesus Christ, and then 24 hours later you could live like the devil. So what's the problem? You hang out with universalists who believes that everybody's going to heaven. So what's the problem? What's the problem?
Well, I agree. I mean, I'm holding and defending the position that repentance is essential unto salvation. Sanctification is not separation from justification. You have to have sanctification. So I'm not the one claiming that these active abusers of themselves and rebels against God are saved. It's not me. I'm not the one doing that. Bill is.
Right. Got Bruce back. Well, he's no longer backstage, but somebody left. I don't.
Oh, that's too bad.
Okay. Bruce, welcome to the room.
Hello.
Yeah. Notice I didn't mention you at all.
Bruce,
so you're not a part of that. Well, Bruce, let me get your take on this.
What do you think? The concern is acting like the devil.
Yeah, Bill's acting like the devil. He's taking on the attribute of the devil.
Right.
The accuser of the brethren. Yeah.
What if your goal, though, is to hurt people?
Whose goal is to hurt people?
Who's goal?
About that?
You mean like Bill?
I remember you had discussed that. Mm-hmm. There was a guy you were concerned with that was, I think there was a guy in here just a bit ago mentioning somebody's name that really didn't need to come up. Why the hell was that? You could laugh. Don't laugh. No, that's
because I just feel that you're just setting me up for something.
No, it's not about me right now.
You don't realize how petty you are, do you, Bruce? You don't get it. You really don't get it.
You know what? Shut up, Smokey. Just shut up.
Okay, buddy. So you're doing great. You keep going. You're doing amazing.
Here's the point. Instead of laughing and acting like the damn devil, okay? Why don't you think
laughing is demonic. Laughing, we all lost our salvation because we laughed, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, sure, when you're laughing at stuff that's hurting people. What was the reason for this guy to bring up somebody's name earlier? Tell me. See, Veckel gave a big speech on this.
How are you talking about?
You were talking about a guy who was doxing someone else that you cared about, and how bad it was, and how dangerous it is, and how they can.
You have to be more specific. I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you did recently. I can dig up the video.
You got to be a little more specific, Bruce. This is all very cryptic. No one knows what the hell you're talking about.
You don't remember doing that recently, Veckel? That you discussed about somebody being doxed that you seem to care about. You seem to think it was wrong.
I care about the person that was being doxxed.
Yeah, you said it was wrong, and it was really bad, and it could really hurt somebody. In fact, that guy uploaded the video, I think.
Okay, listen. Here's my belief that I think any type of beef that we have within this community with each other, it should be only theological or doctrinal. Okay, it shouldn't go beyond that. Like, we shouldn't be talking about, people's family or that kind of stuff. Shouldn't be doxing anything like that. Right, so okay, I'm opposed to that.
As you know, it's dangerous for people. It can be dangerous. The potential is certainly there. So for somebody to be in here doing that about somebody just because he doesn't like them, this is freaking bullcrap. So how can you guys be talking about the devil and acting, in a Christian manner and stuff like this, mocking these guys over here when I look in here? Like, what are you doing?
Bruce, the difference is that nobody here is speaking as a hypocrite. Everyone in this room, I would believe, agree that we are flawed creatures. Okay,
that doesn't give you an excuse to dox people.
We don't say just because
it wasn't me, it was somebody else.
No, we don't say.
Why do you?
Why don't you just say the name? Are you talking about Ryan or are you talking about somebody else? What? Who?
Oh, I was doxing somebody, yeah. And you guys just sit and it's your show, right? You should be able to say, hey,
who did he dox? In what way did he dox someone? Like I do remember saying something maybe almost a year ago that if Ryan is putting out information that could endanger somebody, well, yes, I'm obviously opposed to it. I don't care who it is.
Then don't allow it.
But but his argument,
somebody coming up,
if I remember,
put a stop to it, dude.
Bruce, why are you trying to throw a monkey wrench in what we're talking about here? We're talking about false accusations here about Bill.
Like the devil while you bitch about other people.
How am I living like the devil?
Right?
How am I living like the devil?
How the hell is that a monkey wrench?
Bruce, how am I living like the devil? Tell me.
By allowing crap.
I mean, you don't even go to church, bro. Do you even go to church?
Well, see, that's the thing. See, Veckel, what you're not realizing, is that you're supposed to be the moral arbiter of what everyone says that comes on your channel and limit what everyone's allowed to say. So if you don't stop people from saying things that some people don't like, then you're the devil. That's what it is.
Or you kick them the heck out. You don't put up
that kind of crap. See that's that Bill that's that Cuthbertism that you're talking about.
Have control, dude.
That's that Billism right there.
My channel was pulling shit
You're saying that because I allow free speech to come to my channel, so long as it doesn't
and that's not true. That's not true because Bruce has participated in doxing before on back chats and back channels. And in fact, Bruce really loves.
Did any of you say dox 3 times? Because I don't know how Bruce got here. Other than
it wasn't even about me this time, was it?
540.
Okay, so you tell me, how do you teach holiness?
If we say it 3 times again, does he go back in the magic lamp or what?
we could try. Docs. No, Bruce is still here. No.
Hey guys, I got breaking news for you.
Fuck you. Look, listen. No, I'm dead serious. Don't you guys realize that when you're hurting people,
Bruce, just stop. You love the drama. That's why you only appear when there's drama. That's it.
You know what?
You don't appear in anybody's channel when they're doing hardcore, focused Bible studies. You don't do that.
What?
You don't do that. I watch you. I see you. I see you make appearances on Bill's channel when Bill does his he starts off his studies on the 1 Corinthians chapter 5, and he'll talk about scripture for about the first 5 minutes. And then here you come talking about, this part reminds me of some people in this community. And then next thing you know, it turns into a discussion about the drama.
Okay. Bruce, Bruce, and on that note, is Bill ever doxing me or not? Like, or is he trying to? Or like, because you never seem to have much to ever say to Bill about mentioning me. Every day I'm claiming I'm this guy with this name. Is that doxing to you that you constantly sit by and allow to happen all the time while you're coming here talking about things you shouldn't let happen?
So you ask a question. And
Well,
you
you're
don't shut up.
saying you shouldn't allow it to happen, and then you sit in the rooms and just kind of cajole with it all the time with these
No.
deviants. And like, so I just don't
Deviant.
understand why you have this double standard and you feel justified. I just don't really get it. Like, it just
Okay,
doesn't make any
so
sense to me.
Do
Like, you don't
want
stop it.
answer?
You don't stop it when it's around you. You join in.
You don't want an
Good
answer,
question,
do you?
Christian Carpenter.
So
want
I
an
don't understand like where you get this like moral posturing
You
from.
obviously don't
Like,
want an
you're so
Okay,
fucking
well, I'll
righteous.
just freaking leave. This is ridiculous.
Well,
Yeah,
you
go.
can't answer.
Get the hell
Bruce.
out of here, you
You
wimp.
can't
Hey,
answer.
wimp.
You're just a hypocrite. You're
No,
just a
no, Bruce,
hypocrite,
just
liar,
wait.
degenerate.
You
Hey,
should
Bruce,
run
Bruce,
out of
before you go,
questions
Bruce, what do you
and
want, Bruce?
shut up.
What
Get
do
the
you,
hell out of here.
Bruce?
Don't
What
get
do
the
you
hell
want?
out of here, Bruce. Questions
You're a
and then
loser.
over talking.
Wait, hold on a second,
What
You're
Bruce.
a
What
loser. Hey,
do you want
loser.
from us, man? What do you
Get out
want?
of here,
from
What
you
us?
is
loser.
the point of asking a question and then over talking?
Go wallow in the mire of
Okay,
free
hold
grace.
on.
Go for it.
Let's give Bruce. Bruce,
It's just stupid.
what do you want, man?
What do you want? What do I want? Well,
Other than
first, I'd
drama,
like
what do you
to know
want?
something. I'm not free grace.
I don't care what you are. You're a loser.
Whatever, bud. That's your problem.
Either way you look, you're a piece of shit. You're garbage. You're less than vanity. You're garbage. You're a piece of shit.
And that's,
Why don't you go scrape that rotting wallpaper off your bathroom, Bruce? Why don't you go do that? Why don't you go do something productive?
I love making videos with that wallpaper because I think it gets you worked up. Look, where's your Jesus? Where is your Jesus? Tell me
sitting at the
about
right hand
Jesus.
of the
He's at
Father
the
right
right
now.
hand of God the Father right now. That's where he's
No
at.
kidding, and he's far away from
Yep,
you.
Smokey.
buddy.
Says who? Bill? Bill says that, Bruce?
No. You guys.
Because it seemed
don't-
like you taking
if
orders
have
from him
anything-
too.
You have any edification at all to offer to anybody?
Why? You don't care about that, Bruce. What are you talking about? Care about any of that?
Oh my God!
You got 4-hour streams of Bill doing nothing but chomo saying. You don't give a
Give me an
crap
honest
about that.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
give me. Okay, oh, do you really want to talk about that?
Well, you don't
Edification?
care about that,
You don't
Bruce.
care about real,
You don't care
genuine
about
biblical
edification.
Do
You
know
join
what?
all these rooms where it's nothing but nonstop doxing and slander fest. Then you come in and complain about doxing. You're an idiot.
So you want an answer? You want an answer, right?
I already got my answer. You're a hypocrite, fraud, Bruce, and you don't stand for anything.
Dude.
You just roam around trying to posture a bunch of bullshit of self-righteousness that you don't even apply to yourself or your
Exactly.
friends.
Is that right?
No one cares,
I don't
man.
I don't apply.
You got
to
no high
myself.
ground. You got no
Well,
solid
okay,
footing.
No. Instead of just talking and throwing your typical verbiage around with a billion words that you've rehearsed for years, why don't you tell me what you really think? And no,
You never listen.
no.
Have you been listening to what he really thinks?
It's just a bunch of insults. That's what you normally do.
Bruce, do you
I
trust
want to hear
God?
facts.
Bruce, do you trust God?
Actually, lately,
Because
no.
I don't think you.
Not anymore.
Oh, that explains
No,
everything.
No,
Okay,
be
that
honest.
explains
What are
everything.
your own
You
place?
really
I would
want
say,
an answer. You don't want an
Bruce,
answer.
I'll say the same thing about Bill. I don't think he trusts God either.
Okay,
You
I'll
know
tell
why?
you why.
You know
Beckles.
why? How I know he doesn't trust God
Why?
is because he can't keep Smokey's name out of his mouth.
Let me tell you. Do you really
He can't.
want to know
And now
what-
look on the screen. He's
is
accusing me.
my
He's bringing
whole
up this
point.
false
You
accusation
are
again
afraid.
about me and Matt Bell, as if there's some hardcore evidence of me
You
applauding
don't-
what Matt Bell did.
You refuse.
And he knows
to-
full well that the
Why?
You know
Bruce,
what, man?
Why?
Zekel doesn't even support me. He just
Tell
shows
me
up
the
and
honest
talks to
truth.
me.
Why in the world are you guys asking questions and then talking over me and telling me what I think?
because
Why
that's
can't
what you want, Bruce. You want the drama. You feed off of this stuff.
I'm just simply wondering why you're asking.
You know
these
I'm
questions
telling the
and then
truth.
you don't listen.
You know I'm
Why
telling
do
the
you
truth.
do this?
Because that's what you want.
I
You know
don't
I'm telling
want
the
that.
truth.
No, I want
Yes,
to
you do.
explain what the
Yes,
hell
you do,
I want.
Bruce. You're infamous for this. I've known you for about 10 years. This is
Beckles,
what you
it's your
do.
goal. It's your goal. I'm pretty sure at this point, just to piss me off, isn't it?
Bruce, is Zekel
all day
supporting
about
me?
you. Who
Bruce,
the hell
is
do you think
Zekel-
you sit around all day
Fine.
thinking about
You're
you?
doing good. You're
Bruce,
doing good.
Bruce,
You're doing
Bruce,
a good
is
job.
Zekel is Zekel supporting me just because he shows up and talks to me every once in a while?
You actually
Like, what the hell is going on, man? Like, seriously, are you not reading the room? Do you not see what's in front of you?
You
What does
asked me a
support mean?
question. I answered, and you never allowed me to.
All right, go ahead, answer. I
explain
want to hear the
what's
question.
going on.
Go ahead. I want to hear the answer. Go ahead.
You have not allowed me. Yeah, okay. Let me explain. First of all, as I said before, I am not free grace. But I believe there's a certain amount of works that come into play, and I don't know exactly where that is, but I will say this, that the more you believe that, the more you end up reliant upon grace and mercy, because you have no hope, because we all know we screw up, as we've said earlier. You know, you guys have said too, we all know this. So the idea of grace and mercy is not crazy. Like, it's necessary, especially if you think your works are of importance in your salvation. So anyhow, I'm not free grace, but I tend to believe the way most of you guys in here claim to believe. But
why don't they cast you down to hell when you go over there to hang out with them, you wonder? Because they certainly do that with all the other conditionalists. So what's that about?
Okay,
Yeah.
you want an answer?
Yeah, I'd like to know. Yeah.
Because I don't treat them like shit like you do.
Oh, you say the right words. Got it. Okay.
That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Bingo.
No,
You are a man above reproach. You are the
and here's the problem. Whenever I've corrected you guys,
corrected what? Corrected what?
Every time I've seen so many of you guys works-based in here, if
What the
I
hell?
offer a correction, you turn on me.
None of us are works-based, Bruce, and that's where you're getting it wrong. You're spending too much time around the free gracers. You're adopting their lingo. You don't even know. You don't even know what the hell our soteriology is. And by the way, our soteriologies in this room are all different, but they all require sanctification as a component of salvation. Okay, that's
Let me, excuse me. Let me ask you something then. Can you rape and murder every day and still go to heaven?
Absolutely not.
Well, then what the heck are you?
Not free grace.
Now that works don't play a part in your salvation.
Oh my gosh.
You know what? You know what that question is? That
Bruce,
question
you are
that
so
you just
uneducated.
asked, Bruce, falls under the category of foolish questions.
Why would a genuine believer even do all that?
You know what? You know,
That's what
that
you
is
gotta
the most
ask.
stupid question.
Well, he's asking if we believe that.
But it's
Well,
a dumb
all
question.
I'm
Why would
saying
why
is
would a
that
genuine
you
believer
know
even do
darn
that?
well. Okay, so where does the degree of how much sin you can do?
Oh, here we go. Oh, I love this one. Bruce, you never pay attention. You never learned. It's the same challenge that Praise did. How many whores can you bang until you lose your salvation? It's an incorrect question to our it's an incorrect question to our soteriology. It has to do because it has to do with the commitment of the heart. It doesn't have to do with the filtering down of the specific actions, about the heart behind the actions. And the heart that is in rebellion to God is not someone who is sanctified, therefore can't be saved.
Rambling.
Boom.
Oh, wow, I'm answering your question, Bruce. You asked a soteriological question, and you don't know what I believe, so I'm clarifying for you.
You don't care.
We're at the
We'll
heart.
tell you
We're
what
at the heart.
it is. Whatever. Doesn't make any
I
sense.
have the heart, Bruce, and
doesn't
I
care.
don't
Bruce doesn't
stand for
Yeah.
nonsense, soul-murdering scumbags like your friends. That's all there is to it.
Let me just simply ask
What is your
this.
problem?
Okay.
Why are you, you come in, you have an issue with what, murdering or bad words and stuff. You never have an issue with slander, lies, deceit, disgusting behavior. As long as it's people you like, as long as it's people that are nice to you.
Enough. Let's discuss theological issues. Now, do you find it comforting that God can see into the depth of your heart? And do you also find it scary and frightening?
Man, when you have peace with God, you don't even think about this stuff.
Right.
Excuse me. Excuse
You do suffer a conviction. I mean,
So
when you sin.
feel that you are good enough with God that you have no room for the fear of the Lord?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm confident enough. I think I'm okay. Yeah. I mean, I mean, if I could find an actual Christian, Bruce, not you, of course, but an actual Christian that could give a sound theological argument that my moral compass is somehow skewed, I'd be happy to entertain it. No problem. I always said that.
You think you have it together enough that you're okay before God?
Yeah.
How about
yeah,
you?
I think I'm good.
How about you,
Yeah, I think
Bruce?
I'm good.
You okay before
Go back
God?
and watch your videos. Do you
Who gives a fuck if you're
See, I knew it. See, it always goes back. See, Bruce, you think
don't
you're
pay
slick.
attention to your own behavior.
Bruce, why don't you take the time to look in the mirror
How
and tell
can
your
you
tell
not
your
have
buddies to look in
fear
the
of
mirror
Lord
too?
in your condition?
Because that's all you
How
guys
is
do
it-
is point the fingers and think that you're some high and mighty, self.
No, I'm not.
Bruce,
No.
Bruce,
Yes,
we
you
went
do.
over this.
Yes, you
Wow,
do,
man, I don't
Bruce.
know.
You've
I
been
don't
doing this for
believe
over a
that.
decade. Okay, as long as I've known you, this is what you do. Okay, you start trouble or you get involved in trouble that really sometimes doesn't even have anything to do with you. And yet you put yourself involved in these situations, and then you try to play the victim. You try to lift up the persecution card and say, I was just minding my own business. And then here come these guys saying the same thing.
No, I
these
thought
things
I
to
was
me.
accusing you guys of being unrighteous. Like, excuse me.
Bruce,
You're not perfect.
you've been in these
You're not
discussions
holy.
for over a decade. Why are you asking
What
the
the heck
same?
are you doing
these
here
ridiculous
justifying just giving people a bunch of crap and saying how evil everybody is? And
questions?
got
Are you
no-
where are these questions towards Bill and Thick
Word
Shades?
crap? They're doxing.
Where are these questions?
people.
Why aren't you asking these same
Holy.
questions towards the people whose hangouts you go to?
So
I don't
do
see you
guys
asking them
actually-
these
is
same
there
questions.
anybody here who's a little bit concerned?
Bruce, I don't see you asking them
God?
these same questions, Bruce.
Do you feel you're right with God, Beckel? Do you
Bruce,
feel
I don't see you asking them these
you
same
have no
questions.
fear
When are
of
you going to
God
ask Bill these
right
questions?
now with what you're doing in this hangout? Do you
Bruce,
have
when are
any
you going to
fear at
ask
all?
Bill these questions?
Why?
Are you afraid he's going to kick you out of the room? He's going to put you on the list?
No, the difference is they're free grace, and actually, I've never thought it was
Bruce, is what's on the screen right now doxing in any way?
as a friend.
Is what's on the screen doxing in any way, Bruce?
At any rate, let me just say this: as a
Yeah,
friend,
at any rate, yeah.
No,
Yeah, right.
in just a moment, Smokey. As a friend, I do address some of those guys, but from a theological Christian perspective, I must admit that, given talking to Free Grace,
That they never listened to, apparently.
Wait. I want him to say this. This is being recorded.
Well, with
So-
you
so
guys,
therefore-
I
okay.
would think, being as you expect the fruit, and you say you're not works based, yet you know if you're living in sin, you ain't
No
going
one
to
here is
heaven.
works-based.
So
That
come
you're
on.
just using
What
their
are you
rhetoric.
talking
You're
about?
just using their rhetoric.
Shut up. You know that if you're living in sin, you're not right with God, right?
Hey, Fro, I see that you're
Or
back.
you want to argue
only
it?
get
Go
6
ahead, argue it
Right.
if you want. That you can sin all you want, and you're still right with God. Go ahead, argue it.
Hey,
No.
real quick.
No, I'm not
before
gonna
anybody
argue that.
respond.
That's
real
right.
quick. Hold on a second, real quick. Fro, you're backstage. I can only get 6 people, so you're welcome to stick around.
I
or,
heard that a lot. Right with God.
Yeah, but anyway. All right, go ahead. Continue.
What the hell
Continue,
does
guys.
right with God mean? I hear it all the time. You need to get right with God.
Whatever.
What does that mean? Get right with
Yeah,
God.
yeah. See,
You know what?
that's the thing, right? You guys
Bill
got
Reed got it.
guys like Bill.
I'll
You
let
guys got
Bill.
like Thick Shades. They're constantly putting out this anti-Smokey, anti-Dave material out there, as if there's some sort of self-righteous or they're Holy Ghost Jr., as if they got it all figured out and stuff like that. These are coming from people who claim that all you needed was one-time belief in Jesus Christ in sincerity, and then after that you can live like the devil. But yet they don't seem to be consistent with that theology of theirs, because they keep constantly bringing this stuff up when they're supposed to be practicing Romans 16:17, mark and avoid. And as you guys pointed out, as several other people in this community point out, they do a lot of marking, but they don't avoid. And that's why we're looking at this is posted today, folks. What you're seeing on the screen today was posted by Bill. Does he look like I'm on this list of people he's supposed to mark and avoid? He's not avoiding me. He's not avoiding me. So I don't know what he's doing. I haven't posted anything about him. At least not this year. But now I'm responding to it, because he's once again trying to, he's wishing that this accusation was true, that there was some sort of connection between me and convicted pedophile Matt Bell.
Well, and Andy, Ryan pulled up. I mean, Andy was an ardent fan and supporter and friend of Matt Bell that entire time. Why isn't Andy called out? I don't understand. You just were interacting with the guy a couple times. Andy was a diehard fan and friend. So why does Andy get a pass?
Yeah, exactly. See, this is why we know that Bill is an absolute coward. Bill would never, ever grow the testicular fortitude to come into an environment like this, where he can actually present any type of material that will validate his claims.
No, he'd get destroyed. He'd get destroyed in a heartbeat, and he knows that.
Yep. The same thing with Thick Shades, too. Thick Shades, too.
Yeah, Thicky used to come around all the time, and now he's really kind of hiding low. He'll throw posts up and little cringe videos, but he doesn't show up anymore. He knows he's on the losing side of all of this.
Yeah. And he and his fake AI generated videos here, because none of that is original. None of that is him.
No,
he
he's got my voice talking to me. What is that? What even is that?
Yeah. exactly. It looks like an obsession. It looks like these
Oh, it
guys are
is, man.
obsessed with
Dude,
this.
the guy posts at me almost every day. It's ridiculous. It's over the top. It really is insane.
Yeah, I told him I got stuff ready in case he wants to go at it for another battle back and forth with me. Especially this week, because this week I'm off the entire week. So this is probably not a good week.
All right.
Yeah, this is Thick Shades, Bill. I wouldn't recommend mess with me this week because I got the whole week off. So next week, starting Sunday. So I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend
Did Gollum
it.
with the day wait, hold on, did Gollum with the day job leave?
Gollum?
Gollum?
You talk about Bruce? Yeah, Bruce. Yeah, he's probably gonna go look for another hangout where he can get a shoulder to cry on. So
No, like honestly, like, he sounds like Gollum with the day job. I'm sorry, I'm just calling it.
Hey, Beckel, you're not a real American if you don't take the week of 4th of July off, huh?
That's right. Yeah, but I'm just letting them know, man.
That's how Beckel lost his black card. He worked more than 6 months in a year, and they revoked it right away. It was gone. It was terrible.
He's not on that Section 8.
Yeah, lost that black card. Yeah,
that's right, man.
I just talked to the committee. They gave it back to me. They didn't.
All right.
Yeah, it was funny. Okay,
I laughed so hard when I saw.
That's the longer stinger there. I got shorter stingers that are only 12 seconds long, but anyway. Yeah, if I had a segment to talk about, something regarding black, that's the stinger that I would put up first. But anyway. Yeah,
I just want to say real quick, I do have to bow out and go back, but I just wanted to say real quick, Bruce is a hypocrite, and you see that tonight. Bruce doesn't care about all these things he claims to care about. Otherwise, he would have the same position with all these guys that he's so buddy-buddy with all the time. And he goes over there and participates in the slander and the nonsense and the supposed doxing and all the other stuff. And then comes over here and whines and complains about doxing. Like, it's just the dumbest crap I've ever seen. And it's just so ridiculous. He's such a hypocrite. And he doesn't have any ground to stand on. I'd love to have a theological discussion with Bruce because he doesn't even understand what our soteriology even is while claiming to be one of it. And he says, oh, your works-based salvation, but I believe it too. So your works-based salvation then, Bruce? That's what you are? That's what you believe it is? That's what you believe the proper classification of it is? No, it isn't. That's just the rhetoric they use, and he's picked it up because he hangs out with them all the time. He condones their slander and their nonsense and their supposed doxing. Bruce never says anything, never pitches a fit, never tries to control it, never tries to stop it, has no issue with it, has participated himself in the past, and now all of a sudden has decided to go on this big old crusade while he's still doing the same thing he's condemning. Like actively, like on a daily basis, hanging out with Bill and all that nonsense. So you know what? It's ridiculous. Bruce is obsessed. Bruce is mentally ill. He's obsessed with me, has been for years. It's ridiculous. He has no moral justification for what he's doing because he can't keep the moral standards he's employing. So it's just all a bunch of noise. That's all it is. So anyway, but thanks for letting me in. I appreciate it. Good to see you, Veckel. And God bless. I hope you guys have a great night.
You too. You too. With that said, I'm probably going to start wrapping it up too because it is a work night. I did plan on making the stream kind of short, but since you guys just came in,
it is Friday night. What do you mean it's a work night, dude?
Well, I got to work. I got to get up early tomorrow. So
like Saturday's Sabbath. You really shouldn't do that. You're not being Christian, Beckel. I don't know what to tell you.
My Sabbath is on Tuesday. Yeah, my Sabbath changes every week, I guess. So, but you know what? It's funny. I have been slipping lately though, so I do need to. I do pray every day, but there was a time where I would actually specifically set time, like at least an hour or two a day, to talk to God, and I haven't done in a while. So usually it's just random spur of the moment prayers, getting in the car, get up in the morning and pray real quick, that kind of thing. But nothing like really intimate like I used to when I was first walking in the faith. So I need to get back into that, to be honest.
Yeah, I think everyone needs to do like. No, I agree. I had a much more what do you call it? Abundant prayer life a while ago. I need to get back to that myself.
Yeah. It's good stuff. I used to even fast every once in a while too, and that actually did me a world of good too. Haven't done that in a while, so maybe I need to get back into that. And then I can announce it to everyone and say, "Hey, everyone! Just wanted to let you know I'm not trying to boast, but I'm fasting today." No, just kidding. That's exactly what Jesus told us not to do in Matthew chapter 6. But what you looking at? You need to go. You need to be going to bed. My daughter thinks she's big and bad because she's enjoying the summer now, so she's staying up. But I got to get her to bed anyway. So.
Okay, buddy. I'll catch you in a bit then.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming in. I do want to do more streams, man, but the past couple weeks, I've been really, really busy with stuff around the house and other stuff, just coincidentally catching up to me at the same time. And by the way, to respond to someone about the cartoon, someone was asking me about the cartoon. When's the episode 12 coming out? Who was it that asked me? Somebody early. Well, anyway, I'll just put it out there anyway. Yeah, all I can tell you is that I'm working on it. I'm at the last scene. It's looking great. When it's gonna come out, I don't want to give you a date, get your hopes up, and then like I did 2 months ago and said, I should have it out by the beginning of July. And then I realized that at the beginning of June, that wasn't gonna happen. So I don't want to give a specific date, but it'll definitely be out this year for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, you're the only one working on that, right?
Yeah, I'm the only one. That's why it's taking so long.
Yeah, no, I know. I gotta say, like, I definitely, I'm definitely not subscribed to the theology of the cartoon you produce, but I have to say, for one guy behind it, the quality is actually really great.
I appreciate that. Praise God. Yeah, it's the one thing I despise about animation, even though I love doing animation, is when you're working your butt off for at least a month for a shot, not a scene, but a shot that's only going to be 10 seconds long. I hate that. And the reason why those shots are important is because the human mind picks up on these things. Even though the shot might be maybe 2 seconds long and most people might miss it, but the mind doesn't miss those kinds of things. You'll notice it. You may not verbally talk about it, but the mind itself notice these tiny little details. You may not even, it's in your subconscious. Let me just put it that way.
No, like I'm not. Yeah, but like, how would I put this? There's actually an animation that released a while ago, and I think it's kind of going off the rails as far as quality now. But it was a superhero flick called Invincible. One of the reasons, one of the reasons why the second season took so long to produce was for things like that. Now, when that happens, they usually have things like test audiences. They usually have like private audiences of 10 or 30 people, and their job is just to watch every single scene for like hours at a time and see what stands out, so they know what to improve and correct on.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's just amongst many other things that's kind of holding me back or keeping the production from moving faster.
Yeah. And one other thing. Ryan, his name isn't Brucifer. You have to remember, it's just Gollum with the day job now. Okay.
It's too many syllables.
Yeah, but like it's a much more fitting name.
Yeah. You're probably right. Yeah.
I got a fatherhood question.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
Hey, man. So, my daughter, so she just turned 1 month, like last week. And I got a question. So for some reason, I mean, I know there's a reason, but for some reason, between the hours of 10 and 2 a.m., like she's really hard to like put down to sleep. So, do you have any like suggestions on like how to make it easier?
Every child's different. I know for me, my child didn't actually do that bad. Either that, or maybe I was just able to tolerate it because she was so doggone cute. But you know what I did? I just get some Beethoven, let her listen to it, and I get into philosophical debates, discussion with her. I literally did that with my baby when she was only a year old. I literally did that. You know, and she, you know, I'm just like, you know, asking her what the Hopix legomena is, and she's just like, go. I was like, yeah, maybe you got a point there.
Well, what's interesting is, what I think I need to do is I need to get like some sort of bouncer or a swinger, because if I sit down with her and like hold her, she'll get fussy and upset. But if I stand up and like bounce her in my arms, she'll like calm down and just like look at me. And then I'm like, man, like I like holding you, but you're getting heavy. And
yeah,
when I hold you for a long time, my arms hurt.
Just keep in mind, man, that children are the most selfish creatures in the universe, man. So
they kind of need to be.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, you could try different things with your child, and it seems like you got one thing figured out already. So it may be that you just might have to keep trying that and keep doing that until you find something else. She like what? How is she with pacifiers or?
Oh, she doesn't like them.
Yeah, my daughter didn't like pacifiers either. Actually,
she's like either it's a bottle or nothing.
yeah, exactly. My daughter was this exact same way. She hated pacifiers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's a great baby. Once we put her down, like she'll sleep through the night like 5-6 hours, and then she'll wake up hungry or something. But like I get at least like 4 or 5, 6 hours of sleep, and at least she's like able to sleep through the night. It's just that time between 10 and 2, because we try to put her down at like 11, 12 o'clock, but like she ends up not going to bed until like 1:30, and I'm like, I'm so tired.
Yeah. Do you guys take shifts? Sometimes she takes her.
Well, in the beginning, while she was recovering, when we were both working, I would let her sleep through the night, and then I would take the night shift.
Yeah. That's what I was doing at first. I had a night shift job actually.
So I would just
for me to stay up. Yeah.
I would sleep through the day until like 1-2 o'clock, and then I would wake up and then help out and stuff. So
that'd be my advice. Try different things with your child. I used to let her listen to Beethoven every night, when it's time for the bed, and she wouldn't go to sleep, but she would still be awake, just kind of cooing all night until she finally dozed off. Yeah.
My wife and I are in trouble because I think she's gotten used to like sleeping on her chest. So we'll hold her like on our chest, like when we're standing up, and then we'll like lay down so that she can fall asleep. So then she'll fall asleep on our chest, and we'll wait until she's like fully asleep, and then we'll get up and put her in her bassinet, and then she'll wake herself up.
No. I dreaded those days. We had a little yippy dog named Peanut. It was a dachshund. And every time somebody made a noise in the middle of the night, ruff, 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 oh my gosh, it was painful because we had to make sure we didn't wake that dog up, and that dog's bark would wake up my baby. So I mean, every morning I was getting ready for work or would do something around the house while everybody's asleep. It was dreadful, man, because I was dreading having the baby wake up and stuff. Man, but what did I do? Yeah. I would say just try different things. Again, every child's different. So I mean, you could give that a shot. Give it some soothing music in the background. But if that doesn't work, and the baby's just more comfortable with being held, that maybe you might just have to suck it up and deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it. It's just she's getting heavier, and I'm like, oh, I can't hold you all day.
Yeah. Right.
You know?
Can't give her Ambien, so
I know.
yeah. But
Yeah, but she's a great baby. She's a cute baby, man. Like I see a lot of stuff that she has that's like from me, and I see some stuff that she's got from her mom, and yeah, she's a beautiful baby. So
yeah, that's awesome, man. This your first child, right?
yes.
Yeah, awesome thing, man. Yeah, my daughter's birthday is coming up soon, so I'm always constantly debating her on
You only
why
have
she
one?
can't stay the same age. Yeah, just one right now.
Hey, you should have 2 more so you can get the benefits from Trump. You get tax.
I don't know. I'm leaving that up to God, man. See what he say. See what he wants. So I know she's been asking me for a sister. So
Oh, really?
yeah, she said, Daddy, can I have a sister? Like you don't just walk into the Apple store and order one, you know. So, but
Well, I'm sure you guys, like would probably like to have a boy. You know, every dad wants every guy wants a son, and every mom wants a daughter.
Yeah.
So.
Right. It's so surreal. So it's sometimes though catches me off guard how surreal it is when you have this other human being talking to you that came from
I
you.
know, dude.
It's really weird sometimes. Just kind of hits you.
Dude, sometimes I'll just look at my daughter and I'm like, man, I can't believe a month ago you were just in your mom's stomach and now you're here.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's a whole nother human being right here.
Exactly.
That I'm taking care of. You know, it's an insane thing to like realize. You know, and then and then like you're just in this mindset. I'm like, okay, man, I gotta like protect this child. You know, she's mine and everything.
Yeah, and you notice too, man, especially as a father, I think this is something that all men are programmed by God with, is this immediate reaction to protect your child. You know, it's just automatic, and you're gonna notice it. You're gonna be outside of yourself, and you say, "Whoa, wait a minute, did I just do that?" You know, I think you're gonna notice that more often, especially with the child that young too. That little, you just gonna find yourself being more protective.
Yeah, I think it's just that God-given instinct to just like protect the most vulnerable.
Yeah.
And you know, we see our wife not vulnerable in the sense that she's weak, but that someone else who's a man can hurt them, and we have that instinct to protect them from threats. And then the same thing with our child, especially with our child. So.
Right, I often think of passages like, I think it's Isaiah 1:18. Let me see what it says here. It says, "Come now, let us reason together, saith the Lord, though your sins be as scarlet." Is that the one I'm thinking of? No, maybe not that one. Oh, I think it's towards the end of the chapter where it talks about defending the weak. The strong shall be as toe, and the maker. Maybe that's not what it is. I can't remember, but I know it's in Isaiah chapter 1 somewhere, where it talks about talks about defending the fatherless. Is it 23? Companions of thieves, everyone loves gifts. The follower, they judge. No, that's not the one. I can't remember. It'll come back to me. It's gonna come back to me like an hour after I end this stream. I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the night. Oh, Isaiah chapter 1, verse. Blah, 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 blah. That's what's gonna happen.
What are you planning for the 4th, brother?
Relaxing, just hanging out with the family, watching some fireworks, playing with some fireworks too.
Awesome.
You know, men like to play with fireworks. Yep. And yeah, I'm glad New York is finally allowing people to buy fireworks again, as opposed to maybe 20 years ago they banned it.
Oh, so dude, I don't know what's gonna happen here in California with LA with the riots and protests.
That's still going on?
Oh, for sure.
Gosh,
I haven't heard anything about Trump recalling the Marines or the National Guard.
Man, we've got some really POS governors and mayors in this country, man. And you heard about that some people call him
You know, it's funny.
Scam Danny guy that's about to be the mayor of New York City.
Who?
That Zohan. He sounds like a G.I. Joe character.
Zohan Mahmood.
Yeah, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So they say he's you know,
dude, what is going on? He's
a Muslim too. Like, yep.
So he would just be the mayor of the city.
Yeah, he's mayor of New York City, right?
So what's the so like explain to me. So like I know you have like Long Island and stuff like that. So like, do you have different mayors for different parts of New York?
You know, that's a good question. No, if he's the mayor, he would be mayor of all the boroughs, I believe. You know, Queens, Brooklyn, Bronx. Right. That the state is the governor.
Oh, I'm stupid. Oh, I'm dumb. No, dumb. Mayor's the mayor of the city.
But you know, but the question you asked though, because I see what you're saying, because there are different boroughs in New York, and I wonder if I think Long Island is technically a part of New York City. I think, right?
Well, so here's the thing, though. Because if he becomes the mayor of the city, then like someone like you, like it wouldn't really affect you, right?
Right.
It would just affect the.
There could be some long-term effects, though. I don't know how the economy works, particularly with New York City, but I think if their tax rate goes up.
I mean, if the economy of New York is bad, I don't think it'll affect anyone over in California.
Right. But I think New York City is pretty much screwed. I mean, people have dug up some old tweets of his, and this guy's a hardcore socialist.
Well, you know, this is the thing.
He's unashamed. Yeah.
This is the thing, is that we have no one to blame but ourselves. And when I say ourselves, I mean conservatives, because if you saw in the last election, dude, like a lot of counties of New York flipped red. I know the city was blue. You know, the inner cities are always blue, but it's like, guys, like if you didn't want this guy, you should have went out and voted. I mean,
see, that's the other question too. Are these elections rigged? Are these elections rigged?
True, but it's like you should vote in all types of elections, not just presidential.
Yeah, that's right. Got to vote locally too. In fact, that's probably more important, actually, to be honest with you. Yeah. Because at least each state has its own sovereignty, so they don't have to abide by, unless they want to lose federal funding. But each state has the right to do whatever they want. They don't have to.
Oh, I'm sure that'll happen if Zohan gets elected and he starts trying to do his thing. I'm sure Trump's going to take away federal funding, like some type of federal funding.
Well, from what I understand, dude, there's so much I could talk about this guy. But from what I understand, there's some information about him that people in the GOP and even some people on the left as well are digging up on this guy that could possibly get this guy removed or at worst deported.
He was only a citizen for 7 years.
Say it again.
He's only been a citizen for 7 years. And, you know, people are saying, like, I think you should be a citizen for much longer than that if you want to run for public office. That's like,
yeah, he's in his mid 30s. He's only been a citizen for a certain amount of years. And from what I understand about him, I don't like him at all. I don't like him at all.
He's a freaking socialist.
He wants to
have state grocery stores.
Yep, he wants to get rid of the police.
He wants
free public transportation. Wants to do a rent freeze.
Oh yeah,
and all this stuff sounds very fine at the surface for people who don't want to work.
Rent control.
Which
is very bad.
Yeah, it's very bad.
Because they tried that in the 90s and it failed miserably.
Yep. It's just a slippery slope to a communist run state city, and that's just going to spread. And crime. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Oh, you're breaking up. Well, anyway, you know what? That's probably a good cue anyway, because it is getting late. I got to get up in a couple hours. If you can speak, would you like to have any final words real quick?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, what I was saying was, I was just saying that I'm surprised that he's a Muslim socialist. I didn't think being a Muslim and a socialist were compatible.
Oh, and he supports homosexuality too. So.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. He's a trans supporter. Yeah, he's all over the place.
That's haram.
Yeah, he's probably not a real Muslim.
Oh my God.
Or maybe he is a real Muslim and he's practicing taqiyya right now. For all we know.
Oh, he's like faking it till you make it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So he could be praying. He could be. From what I understand, there's like 4 different versions of this thing called taqiyya. And for those of you who don't know what it is, and I'm probably the last person to talk about this, but basically, taqiyya is a doctrine from Islam that says that Muslims in a foreign country or foreign land have the right under Allah to literally lie about their allegiance to Allah and Muhammad because they are the minority.
Yeah, sounds like a cop out. Get out the jail free card.
I'm sorry, say it again. You're breaking up.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Well, I said it sounds like a cop out or a get out of jail free card.
You're breaking up again. You sound like you said it's a cop out for something.
Yeah, it's a cop out or a get out of jail free card.
A get out of jail free card. Yeah. That's pretty much what it sounds like. But until they have the majority in a particular location, then they don't have to practice taqiyya anymore, because now they would be the power. Sort of like what we're seeing happening in Dearborn, Michigan right now. It's like 80% Muslim there. So the cops, the police are Muslim there. I think the mayor over there is Muslim. And heavy Muslim population over there. So I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happens with New York City.
Oh boy, that'd be really bad.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And it's these white liberals that are mostly at the forefront of this garbage seeping in, because they're so retarded. These liberals, man.
I have a really bad feeling we're in some type of like local civil war.
Yeah.
Like people in some city are going to get fed up and they're just going to start taking matters into their own hands.
That's already happening now, man. Vigilantism is at an all-time high now compared to what we used to see, before. People, especially with, you got a mixture of, people being encouraged to move because Trump is in office now. And plus now we got the black fatigue thing coming up too. People are just tired of the victimized, the weaponization of victimizing themselves from black people and, hollering and yelling and all this other stuff. People are getting tired of that as well. People are getting fed up and they're fighting back, so there are obviously some consequences, people get hurt, but at least there is a recognition of a lack of justice in this country, and people are tired of it. I think that's could be one of the reasons why you see such a army military recruitments at an all-time high now.
Well, I have a biblical question. I know it says to like turn the other cheek and stuff, but in the Bible, is there ever like a time, or does it ever endorse a time for like physical action?
Yeah, I think that goes back to a passage I was going to look at in Isaiah 1, where God talks about defending the weak, that kind of thing.
Well, like what I mean is like standing up and taking matters into your own hands, basically.
Yeah, I would think that I had notes about this too. I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one. It's been a while since I had a discussion on that topic, but I believe that you see examples of man, what was the examples I was thinking of somewhere in scripture of somebody practicing self-defense or defending the weak.
Well, yeah, it's not so much like self-defense. It's more so like someone is just pounding you into the dirt, not physically, but like maybe like mentally, or like the government is just pounding you into the ground physically, and then one day you're just like, you know what? I'm tired of turning the other cheek. I'm gonna fight back.
Yeah, I don't know of any examples where that would be commended. To be honest with you, if there's someone on the side chat who could think of that, I'd like to see, but I don't know anything. I don't know of anything.
I thought about it because I'm like, man, I feel like one day a group of people on a more grander scale are just going to be like, we're just sick of it, and it's going to get really violent.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm thinking too. I mean, I think that kind of goes down to the heart of the matter too. Because remember, I bring this back always to two things. Number one, you got what King David said to God in Psalm 51, when he says, "Against you, Lord, alone have I sinned." Then you cross-reference that with what Jesus says about the heart of man in Matthew 15. He says, it's not what goes in the mouth that defiles a man, but what goes out from the heart. And then he gives you a list of those different things. And then fast forward to 1 John chapter 3, verses 6-9, which talks about the difference between a sinner and a saint. Both classes of people sin. However, one does it deliberately while one does it out of a struggle. So I think if in the case of a Christian being attacked, or let's say getting fed up with constant abuse from a higher power like the government or authorities or whatever, I think there is no excuse for a Christian to take matters into their hands. But if they do, it would have to be out of a fit of rage and not something that you would justify. So you wouldn't go looking for an opportunity to go take revenge.
Yeah,
but
just indignation.
Right. I think, like, for example, if somebody came in and broke into my house and they were hitting my daughter, or they kept hitting me, I probably get to a point where I just couldn't take it anymore. I just get really angry and I start fighting back. Now, again, it's a more nuanced conversation, because me personally, I'm not going to let somebody just stand there and keep hitting me like that. The question is, when is it time to turn the other cheek? I mean, do we say when somebody's coming in with intent to harm us, do we not have the right to defend ourselves, or should we just put our hands up in the air and say, God bless you, go ahead and do what you got to do? That's a whole I think open discussion there. Me personally, until someone can show me. Say it again.
I would say doing nothing is worse than doing something.
Well, in what manner? Like in matters of defending your family or defending yourself?
Standing up for what's right, I would say.
Say it again.
Standing up for what you know to be right. Like, you see stuff going on, and you're like, you know what? I know how it's supposed to be, and I can't take it anymore. So I'm going to stand up for what's right. Instead of just being like, oh, you know what? I'm going to let God handle it, and do nothing, basically.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't have a good answer to that. I keep thinking about Exodus 22. I think was one verse that came up. It says this. It says, if a thief be found breaking up and be smitten that he died, there shall be no blood shed for him. So in other words, it's saying, if a thief breaks into your house and he's killed, there's not going to be any penalty held against that person who he violated.
Well, I just thought
that's what.
Could this be tied to James chapter 2, where it says if you see a problem or if you see someone struggling, you should provide to them what they need, instead of just saying it. You should actually do the thing that they need in order for them to thrive, basically. Like
you were breaking up a part of that. Are you saying that was there a passage in
Yeah, James chapter 2, where it says, if you see if you see someone in need, you should provide what it is that they need rather than just saying what they need.
Yeah. Okay. I just came across the verse I was looking for before. It's verse 17. What the heck? Hold on one second.
Like it says, to him
I'll be right back. Hold on.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say to them to know to do good and doeth it not to him in his sin. That's what I was gonna say.
I don't know. I gotta wrap up. All right, sorry, I had to step away from the mic. But listen, I really gotta wrap this up. So,
Okay, no problem. It was a pleasure talking to you, man. I hope you have a great time off, and if you happen to stream while you're off, I'll be around.
oh yeah. Since I got off next week, I'll definitely be streaming at least once, at least once. So, but all right, I'll be. Yeah, we just wrap this up and then I got to get out of here. So, all right. Well, thank you for coming in, and
no problem.
I'll talk to you later, man. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap things up. But before I do, I just got to step away from the mic for a second, and then we'll close out. Be right back.
Nobody move. Stay where you are, everybody. What is it? I have to go to the can again. I don't want to miss nothing.
All right, guys. Well, we're at the end of. What? Did you spill something?
No, it was there.
Okay.
It's all over.
Okay, it's not a big mess. Okay. All right, here. No, don't use that. Use this. Okay. Anyway. All right, well, that's the end of the stream, guys. I was hoping to make it short, and it was good. You know, I'm gonna be feeling this tomorrow. I got to stop doing this to myself. But I had to make an immediate response to this accusation of Bill. You know, this is just absolutely ridiculous, and just constantly trying to gain some sort of notoriety for himself, some sort of attention, because Smokey's returned now. He's on the scene now. People are flocking to his channel for whatever reason. They either like his content or they just hate watching, or whatever reason. The fact of the matter is, it's taking attention away from Bill, and Bill doesn't like that, so he has to come up with some sort of excuse to try to continue to make himself known by putting out these fake lists of people that he's going to mark and avoid, none of which that he actually avoids. He marks a lot of people, but he certainly doesn't avoid them. And we do know that based off of these constant actions for Bill, that he's too much of a coward to get involved in any discussion regarding these situations. In fact, he feels more comfortable just throwing out these false accusations. So he says that what did he say in the thing? Let me just get that back up real quick. What did he say? What was the thing that he said?
Okay.
Let me see if I can find it. Image. Okay.
Hand me a phone.
Here it is. Here, take my phone. Give it to her. All right. So here it is again. He says, I supported Matt Bell. He doesn't have any evidence of that. Doesn't have any evidence of that. And everybody knows this, including himself, but he has to keep telling himself this because he's losing support. Okay. And, he claims that he had 61 viewers on his channel that one day. Okay, fine. Yeah. How do we know those weren't bots? Okay. So again, my challenge is real simple. I don't really need to add any more to it as much as I would love to, but because it's a work night, I gotta, get to bed and stuff like that. But trust me, I got a few days off coming up soon. So if you keep this up, I will be responding. Definitely. And like I said before, if you headline me, if you tag me in any way, shape, or form, if you feature me in any of your videos, I will respond. I'm telling you this right now. Okay, that goes for Thick Shades. That goes for Bill. That goes for anybody in your Free Grace group. Okay? If you want my attention, you got it. That's why I'm doing this stream. And I'm going to make you come correct. I'm going to hold you accountable. So, Bill, ball's in your court. If you could provide the entire universe with video footage of me applauding any of this material, and we're not talking about just being in the same room or in the same presence as somebody who's been accused of these things, because you too, Bill, have been in the presence of these individuals too. So if you're going to say support means that you're hanging out with them and having basic conversations with them, well, Bill, you're just as guilty. You're just as guilty. So, Bill, I'm challenging you right now. Provide everyone in this community who's familiar with you and myself with video or documented material that proves that I supported Matt Bell. I'll wait. Ball's in your court. Anyway, with that said, I'm gonna head out of here. Yay. Take care. My daughter's happy that I'm getting off. Okay. And I will talk to you guys later. Take care.
Cookie.